Living in an ice house should be like camping inside a freezer. No furniture, no privacy, no comfort. Just you, some blankets, and walls made of frozen water while temperatures outside hit -50 degrees Fahrenheit. It sounds like a survival nightmare that you would endure for maybe one desperate night. Yet traditional Inuit families lived in igloo complexes for entire winters. They are not just surviving in ice houses. They are creating homes that rival modern apartments for functionality and comfort. Here's the thing about igloo homes that most people never see. They are not single-room survival shelters. Experienced Inuit builders create multi-room complexes connected by tunnels with designated areas for sleeping, cooking, storage, and even workshops. We are talking about underground ice neighborhoods where families maintain distinct living spaces, privacy areas, and communal zones. One 19th century explorer wrote that he expected a crude hut and found a sophisticated dwelling more organized than his own home. The transformation starts with a platform system that turns flat ice floors into functional living spaces. Traditional builders create raised platforms at different heights throughout the igloo, each serving specific purposes. The main sleeping platform sits 18 inches above the entrance level in the warmest air zone. Cooking platforms sit at a medium height for safety and convenience. Storage platforms make use of the coldest areas near the entrance, where food stays naturally refrigerated. But here is where it gets ingenious. The furniture is not brought in from outside. It is carved directly from the snow blocks during construction. Built-in benches, sleeping ledges, storage alcoves, and even decorative elements are sculpted as integral parts of the structure itself. Imagine building a house where the walls, furniture, and storage system all come from the same material, snow, and cost absolutely nothing except labor. The sleeping quarters receive the most sophisticated treatment. Families create what amounts to Arctic bedrooms using caribou hides, seal skins, and the strategic placement of insulating materials. The sleeping platform is lined in multiple layers. First, a base of Arctic grass or moss provides insulation from the ice. Next, thick animal hides add comfort. And finally, softer furs are placed on top for warmth. Some families even make pillows from stuffed seal bladders covered in soft fox fur. Speaking of comfort, the lighting system revolutionizes the entire living experience. Traditional oil lamps called kuliks burn seal oil through moss wicks, providing both light and heat for 12 to 15 hours continuously. But here's the clever part. These are not just placed randomly around the space. Experienced builders carve reflective alcoves into the walls to amplify and direct light throughout the living area. The oil lamp placement follows specific rules developed over generations. One main lamp positioned near the cooking area provides primary light and heat. Smaller lamps in sleeping areas offer gentle illumination without overheating the space. Mirror-like ice surfaces are polished and positioned to bounce light into dark corners. The result is an evenly lit interior that feels spacious rather than cramped, even though you are inside what is essentially a small dome. The lamp maintenance itself becomes an art that women traditionally mastered. Managing the moss wicks requires constant attention. Too high, and they smoke, creating soot that blackens the ice walls. Too low, and they provide insufficient light and heat. The fuel mixture uses different grades of seal oil depending on the season and availability. Fresh oil burns cleaner but costs more calories to obtain. Aged oil burns longer but requires more wick adjustments. Now, this is where kitchen functionality gets truly impressive. Cooking areas include carved-out workspaces, built-in storage for utensils, designated prep areas, and even primitive but effective ventilation systems. The cooking platform positions itself at the perfect height for seated food preparation, while maintaining safe distances from sleeping areas. Some elaborate igloos feature multiple stations for different types of meal preparation. The food storage system uses physics to create natural refrigeration zones throughout the living space. Meat is stored in the coldest areas near the entrance, where temperatures stay below freezing. Cooked foods occupy moderate temperature zones, so they will not freeze solid but will stay preserved. Water storage areas use the thermal mass of ice walls to prevent complete freezing while keeping liquids accessible. But here is where the refrigeration system gets really clever. Families create what amounts to Arctic freezers by digging storage pits below the main floor level. These pits remain at constant temperatures regardless of weather changes outside. Cached foods can remain preserved for months in these underground chambers. Some families even create separate cache igloos, connected by tunnels that function as dedicated food storage facilities. The water management system deserves special attention because liquid water becomes precious in environments where everything freezes solid. Families position water containers near oil lamps, where gentle heat keeps liquids from freezing completely. Ice blocks get systematically melted throughout the day, providing fresh water for cooking and drinking. Some ingenious builders create ice-lined reservoirs that slowly melt from lamp heat, providing consistent water supplies. Here is something that shows the sophistication of igloo water systems. Strategic ice placement creates condensation collection systems that capture moisture from breathing and cooking. Angled surfaces channel condensed water into collection areas rather than letting it freeze randomly on walls. This recovered water supplements the fresh water supply, reducing the energy needed to melt new ice constantly. But here's where organization becomes crucial for long-term comfort. Everything has a designated place, and those places get carved directly into the structure during construction. Tool alcoves, clothing storage, equipment racks, and personal item cubbies all become permanent features of the living space. You are not just storing stuff randomly. You are building custom storage solutions that match exactly what you need to store. The storage philosophy follows principles that modern organizers would recognize. Frequently used items stay within arm's reach of daily activities. Seasonal equipment gets stored in harder-to-access areas. Personal belongings occupy private spaces that respect individual territory. Emergency supplies remain easily accessible but out of the way during normal activities. Everything has not just a place, but a specific place designed for efficiency. Privacy within these ice homes is achieved through ingenious space division techniques. Hanging skins create temporary walls that block sight lines without interfering with heat circulation. Different platform levels naturally separate sleeping areas from cooking and work zones. Some families even build separate entrance tunnels leading to different areas, allowing people to come and go without disturbing others. The privacy systems extend beyond physical barriers to include social protocols that make shared living manageable. Families develop what amounts to territorial agreements where each person has inviolable personal space during specific times. Quiet hours ensure that light sleepers can rest despite ongoing activities. Work schedules prevent multiple people from needing the same area simultaneously. The workshop areas deserve special mention because they show how thoroughly these ice houses function as complete homes rather than temporary shelters. Designated spaces for tool maintenance, clothing repair, Equipment crafting and other essential tasks are integrated into the overall design. Proper lighting, tool storage, and work surface height all receive careful consideration during the construction planning phase. Something that often surprises people about igloo home organization is how families create what amounts to Arctic closets using a combination of built-in storage and hanging systems. Clothing is organized by type, by season, and by family member. Outer garments hang in specific areas where air circulation keeps them dry. Undergarments and personal items occupy private alcoves near sleeping areas. Even children's toys and personal belongings have designated storage locations. Clothing management extends to rotation systems that ensure everyone has dry and warm garments available. Wet clothes hang in designated drying areas where rising warm air removes moisture without creating condensation problems elsewhere. Spare clothing is stored in waterproof containers made from seal bladders. Emergency clothing reserves stay packed and accessible for rapid deployment during crises. Now let us talk about the bathroom situation, because even ice houses need practical solutions for basic human needs. Traditional families create separate relief alcoves or connected chambers designed for waste management. These areas include proper ventilation, privacy barriers, and disposal systems that work with Arctic conditions rather than fighting them. Not glamorous, but absolutely essential for comfortable, long-term living. The waste management systems follow sophisticated principles that prevent contamination and odor problems. Human waste is disposed of through designated areas that channel materials away from living spaces. Organic waste from food preparation is managed separately, often composting in controlled areas that provide additional insulation. Even ash from oil lamps is collected and managed as part of comprehensive household waste systems. Ventilation management in comfortable igloos goes far beyond basic survival needs. Strategic air holes create circulation patterns that eliminate odors, manage moisture, and maintain air quality throughout the living space. Master builders position these openings to create gentle air currents that keep the atmosphere fresh without causing heat loss. Some ventilation systems even include crude but effective filters made from moss or animal hair. Here is where the multi-room concept becomes truly impressive. Connected igloo complexes function like Arctic apartment buildings, with specialized spaces for different activities. Main living igloos connect via tunnels to sleeping igloos, storage igloos, workshop spaces, and communal areas shared between families. You're not cramped into one small space. You're living in a custom-designed residential complex made entirely of snow and ice. The tunnel systems between connected igloos serve multiple purposes beyond providing access. They function as mudrooms where people remove snow and ice before entering living spaces. They offer additional storage for bulky items that do not fit in the main living areas. They even serve as emergency spaces during severe storms, when venturing outside becomes impossible. The tunnel construction follows engineering principles that maintain structural integrity while maximizing functionality. Proper arch support prevents collapse under snow loads. Strategic placement avoids weakening the main igloo structures. Adequate dimensions allow people to move comfortably while carrying supplies. Some tunnel systems include wider areas that function as underground gathering spaces during community events. But here is where comfort reaches levels that seem almost impossible for structures made of frozen water. Families create entertainment and social areas within their igloo homes. There are game-playing spaces, storytelling areas, and music corners where drums and other instruments are stored and played. Children have designated play areas that do not interfere with adult activities, and they remain supervised and safe. The entertainment spaces include thoughtful design elements that enhance social activities. Seating arrangements facilitate conversation and eye contact during storytelling. Game areas provide adequate lighting and comfortable positioning for extended play. Music corners are shaped to improve acoustics and to prevent noise from disturbing other activities. These are not afterthoughts, they are integral parts of the home design. The floor covering systems transform cold ice surfaces into comfortable living areas. Multiple layers of insulating materials create warm, soft surfaces suitable for sitting, sleeping, and playing. Arctic grass forms the base layer for insulation. Animal hides provide durability and comfort. Softer furs add luxury and additional warmth. The result is flooring that rivals modern carpeting for comfort while providing superior insulation. The flooring strategies include seasonal adjustments that optimize comfort as conditions change. Summer preparations involve securing materials that will be needed during winter months. Early winter installation focuses on basic insulation and durability. Midwinter adjustments add luxury layers as families settle into long-term living routines. Late winter modifications prepare for spring activities and eventual relocation. Here is something that really drives home how sophisticated these ice homes become. Families implement maintenance schedules and improvement projects just like homeowners anywhere else. Daily tasks include adjusting ventilation, managing oil lamps, and organizing living spaces. Weekly projects might involve adding new storage features or improving insulation. Seasonal improvements could include expanding tunnel systems or adding specialized rooms. The maintenance culture includes training systems that ensure every family member understands their responsibilities. Children learn specific tasks appropriate to their age and ability. Adults specialize in areas that match their skills and interests. Elderly family members contribute knowledge and oversight that prevents costly mistakes. The entire household functions as a maintenance team, keeping their ice home in optimal condition. The social aspects of comfortable igloo living include hosting guests, community gatherings, and family celebrations. Larger igloos accommodate multiple families during storms or special occasions. Cooking areas can handle feast preparations. Social seating arrangements facilitate conversation and community bonding. These are not just survival shelters. They are genuine homes where normal family and community life continues despite extreme conditions. The guest protocols include systematic approaches to accommodating visitors without disrupting household routines. Temporary sleeping areas can be created using portable insulation materials. Food sharing follows established customs that ensure adequate supplies for everyone. Social activities adapt to larger groups while maintaining the intimate atmosphere that makes igloo living comfortable. Modern visitors consistently express amazement at the level of comfort achievable using natural materials and traditional techniques. They report temperatures that feel pleasant even when wearing light clothing, adequate lighting for reading and detailed work, comfortable seating and sleeping areas, and efficient organization that keeps everything accessible yet out of the way. These testimonials challenge assumptions about primitive living. Arctic explorers report sleeping better in traditional igloos than in heated modern shelters. Anthropologists describe igloo interiors as more organized and functional than many contemporary homes. Engineers study igloo thermal management as models for efficient building design. But here is the catch most people do not consider. Creating comfortable igloo homes requires expertise, time, and resources that go far beyond basic survival construction. builders need knowledge of advanced building techniques, an understanding of thermal dynamics, awareness of material properties, and practical experience with space planning. Traditional families spent generations perfecting these methods through trial and error with life or death consequences. The skill development process begins in childhood and continues throughout adult life. Children start with simple tasks like material gathering and organization. Teenagers learn construction basics and maintenance procedures. Young adults master advanced techniques and begin teaching others. Experienced builders develop specializations in specific areas like ventilation design or storage optimization. The time investment alone is significant. A basic survival igloo might take 3 to 4 hours to build. A comfortable multi-room home complex could require weeks of construction with multiple skilled builders working together. The planning phase involves site selection, resource gathering, design considerations, and coordination between family members who will be living in the completed structure. What surprises most people about traditional Inuit home construction is the level of customization involved. No two igloo homes look exactly alike because they are designed around specific family needs, available resources, local conditions, and personal preferences. Some families prioritize larger cooking areas. Others focus on expanded storage or workshop space. Children's needs influence play area design and safety features. The customization extends to specialized features that reflect family occupations and interests. Hunters require specific storage for weapons and hunting equipment. Craftspeople need workshop areas with appropriate lighting and tool storage. Families with young children incorporate safety features and play areas. Elderly members receive accommodations that make daily activities easier and more comfortable. The seasonal adaptation capabilities of igloo homes allow families to modify their living spaces as conditions change throughout the winter. Early winter configurations emphasize construction and setup activities. Mid-winter layouts focus on comfort and daily living efficiency. Late winter arrangements prepare for spring activities and eventual relocation as ice conditions change. Here is something that really demonstrates the sophistication of these ice homes. Families implement what amounts to interior decorating using available materials. Polished ice surfaces create mirrors and light-reflecting elements. Carved patterns in snow blocks add visual interest. Arranged furs and hides provide color and texture. Even tool and equipment storage is organized with an eye toward aesthetic appeal as well as functionality. The decorative elements serve psychological functions that support mental health during months of isolation. Beautiful spaces provide visual stimulation that combats depression. Organized arrangements create a sense of control and accomplishment. Personal touches maintain individual identity within communal living situations. Aesthetic considerations show that comfort involves emotional needs as well as physical requirements. The emotional and psychological aspects of comfortable igloo homes cannot be overlooked. Creating beautiful, organized, comfortable living spaces provides mental health benefits that go far beyond simple survival. Having personal space, privacy options, and areas dedicated to enjoyment rather than just necessity helps families maintain normal personal psychological well-being during months of extreme conditions. These psychological design principles include elements that modern environmental psychology recognizes as crucial for mental health. They include natural lighting that mimics seasonal patterns, personal territories that provide psychological security, social spaces that encourage positive interaction, work areas that provide a sense of purpose and accomplishment, and rest areas that promote quality sleep and relaxation. Modern applications of traditional igloo home techniques appear in various cold weather contexts. Winter camping enthusiasts adapt these methods for extended outdoor living. Emergency shelter designs incorporate principles learned from traditional construction. Even modern cold weather architecture borrows concepts from traditional Inuit home design for energy efficiency and occupant comfort. The modern adaptations demonstrate that Igloo home principles remain relevant in contemporary contexts. Arctic research stations use similar space optimization techniques. Cold weather military installations adapt thermal management strategies. Disaster relief shelters incorporate organizational principles developed for igloo living. These applications prove that traditional knowledge offers solutions for modern challenges. But all this comfort and sophistication means nothing if you do not understand the fundamental principle behind traditional Arctic home construction. These are not crude shelters built by people who did not know better. These are architectural solutions that provided genuine comfort and livability in conditions that modern homes with full heating systems would struggle to handle. The engineering principles underlying comfortable igloo homes include thermal management, structural optimization, space efficiency, resource utilization, and social integration. These concepts form the foundation for sustainable living in extreme environments. Traditional builders understood these principles intuitively through generations of experience, creating solutions that modern engineers are only beginning to appreciate fully. Did you like learning how traditional Inuit families built ice homes so comfortable that visitors actually preferred them to heated buildings? Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment telling us what the next video should be about.